So, first things first, how are you?
Very good. Good to be here. Nice weather, good beer, nice people. Good. Okay. Everything's good.
That's good to hear. Before we talk about the new album or the upcoming album, I'd like to start with what got you into music. So, Richard, if I can start with you, was there a moment when you knew you wanted to go into music?
I don't think there's really a moment. I suppose probably the same for both of us. We both grew up around music a lot. He's actually my mum's cousin. But he's kind of an uncle. No, he's my mum's uncle. We kind of grew up with him playing music, and we'd all kind of sit around when I was very young with my cousins and my uncles and aunties and all my family, and he'd play a load of songs out of a songbook. They're my earliest memories of sort of live music, even though it's just in the confines of our house or wherever we happened to be for Christmas or anything like that. And he'd just play a load of anything from sort of Hank Williams to like the Beatles to the Eagles and a lot of country stuff and all that. And so they're sort of my earliest sort of defined musical memories. I didn't start playing guitar till I was about 13, even though this was happening for sort of years before.
What compelled you then to pick up the guitar?
Just fortune, really. Like I used to just, like most kids, go out and play football all the time. I was quite an outdoor sort of kid. Just loved sport and blah blah. And always loved music, but it wasn't, when you're 11, 12, 13 or whatever, it's not, well, for me it wasn't something that was just totally consuming like it was from that point onwards when I started playing guitar. And I just remember it being really rainy and a horrible day, and I was sitting around at home, and I suppose I'm naturally the kind of person that gets a bit fidgety and wants to do something rather than just pass the time away. And I remember just like nagging my mum because she plays a bit of guitar. She just plays a few chords or whatever. And I was like, "Can you teach me guitar? Teach me guitar." So she gave me this nylon string acoustic guitar with a massive neck about that big, and I'm exaggerating now, but
at the time it probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah, like just really high action. And she showed me 3 chords. I remember vividly more the fact that I couldn't put it down more than the fact that I picked it up. Okay. If you know what I mean. It was just a really just maybe it's the competitive nature in me with myself that I'm like, you can be good at this and you can't put it down, sort of thing. And from that point onwards, I just kept playing and playing and playing and playing and playing and playing.
Was it immediately with your own stuff as well, writing your own?
I think that's been a bit of a natural progression, really. I've never been that confident with my own voice, with
Why not?
With words. I don't know, maybe that's something that's maybe built into some people but wasn't built into me. It's taken a long time for my voice to mature and to be to get strong enough to the point where I can not be self-conscious about it. And I suppose with writing songs as well, it's like, maybe it's the same for a lot of artists or songwriters or lyricists or poets or whatever. But, part of you wishes that you could just do a massive cut and just like delete all the stuff that you did up to a certain point, and then even stuff within that point. You know what I mean? Because writing's such a evolutionary process. Nobody starts writing apart from Bob Dylan, and they're amazing from day one. He is a freak of nature, definitely. But you have to. Well, for me especially, I've had to write so many shit songs to be able to write at least one conceivably acceptable song. If you know what I mean? It wasn't a natural thing.
What was the first song then that you were proud of yourself?
I wrote a song called "In Your Arms," which is like an acoustic kind of thing.
It's a great song.
It's not something we really do with the band because it's a bit soft. Like it's quite chilled and intimate acoustic moment sort of vibe. That's probably the oldest song that I've written that I'll still stand by, and I'll still enjoy playing it to somebody. You know what I mean? don't know whether it's a
It
growing older
translates
thing
really
or
well as well. I think because most people have been through that song's very like compared to some of the other stuff you write, it's more obvious about what it's about, and most people have been through that. So I think that's probably why, as well, everyone can relate to it. I think like everyone in the band's like, if Rich at the end of a show goes, I might play it in your arms, we're like, yeah, do it. Okay. Do you know what I mean? No one's like, oh, I don't know if it's time and place. It's like, no, there's always a good time for that.
When did he show you the song? Because you say it wasn't necessarily.
I think it was when you went to France, didn't it? You recorded it doing that. What was that? Reflector or no?
There's a chord d'or.
The chord d'or. Yeah, he did like some French YouTube channel, and we came back and we were like, why don't you ever play that in the band? And he was just like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of like a.
It's not very.
It isn't like. I mean, if we try, we'd crucify it if we tried to do a band version of it. It's not. Just because it's not that, like you said, it's not
right.
It's not for a band, but it was nice to just hear him do it, and it's nice as well because Rich writes a lot of stuff that's quite ambiguous. So that one was a bit more straight up the line and was like, I know what that's about, and everyone can relate. So it was quite nice and refreshing to hear Rich do that, which kind of you showed a bit more of your like you sort of wore your heart on your sleeve a little bit more. I feel on that song, and I think that's probably why everyone can go, yeah, do it. It's nice.
Do you ever think of releasing it then?
Yeah. I think something for me that's always just been on the back burner, do you know what I mean? Like always wanting to do something a little bit more in that vein. You know, I've got like so many songs that I just go, nope, that's not going to work, Brother and Bones, put it in the vault of kind of acoustic material, not acoustic material, but you know, just more sort of mellow stuff that isn't really what we're trying to do with the band. So it's always just sort of gathered dust and just been a lot of stuff, and even still now, just a lot of stuff of like kind of collecting these memories of songs that I would love to do something with. I suppose we've just been so absorbed and so consumed with Brother and Bones that there hasn't really seemed the right time or place to be committing time, as much time to that as to what we've been doing.
Right.
But yeah, I would love to do that. I mean, I always have done. It's not like a new thing. It's just, yeah.
It's when the time's right, isn't it, I guess.
Yeah.
But well, there is then this difference between certain songs you write by yourself and then the band dynamic. So I believe you met when you were studying music.
Yeah.
So were you looking for that band dynamic?
We didn't really properly get together as a band until like sort of
about 2 or 3 years later, wasn't it?
After we'd sort of parted ways and stuff. We were never really like close mates like we are now when we studied together. So I think we all had a lot of learning to do when we finished our studying and just had to go off and do our own, you know, actually have some living experiences rather than just be absorbed in just the intricacies of trying to improve yourself as a musician. Do you know what I mean? So we went away and came back. I think it almost, the band almost kind of formed itself in a weird way. Like it just took this like weird natural course where, you know, you talk to friends, you jam with friends, and then they like one of my best friends is a guitar player. So on the very early stuff that we were sort of jamming out of the early Brother and Bones material, he was, you know, I was sleeping on his couch for like 6 months, you know, so he was inevitably the guy that I'd end up making music with, but he was doing really well with other stuff. Not that his first choice.
That's fine, mate, don't worry. I'll have this sloppy seconds. I've enjoyed it.
But was your mind always set on being in a band? Because obviously...
well, I was. When Rich called me, I was in a band, and I've been, like, that's the thing, when we were studying together, I knew Rich as Rich Thomas, the singer-songwriter, you know, heart on his sleeve, doing stuff, and like all the girls were like, oh, I'm Rich Thomas. And then I was playing in a rock band, and I was the guitarist and the songwriter, and we had a female vocalist. Okay. So it was a complete different project. And then I kind of got a little, not bored of it, but just wanted to change and wanted to progress. So I started playing drums in a different band, and that was when like Rich was like, "Oh, I'm putting a band together now," and it was really weird because, like I say, obviously, you know, when Rich called me, I was just like, oh, Rich Thomas, like, what's he want? Because he seemed pretty. He had a route. Do you know what I mean? Everyone knew that Rich was like just going to go and do his thing. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he said, I'm putting a band together. I was like, wicked, yeah, I'll do it.
The funny thing is, actually, I remember getting in touch with James just to see what he was doing, because I was actually going to talk to you about playing drums in the band.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
And then we met Yanis. I was like, don't need you on drums.
Oh,
But
so
yeah.
I've got sloppy thirds.
But like, James, the only person that, you know, had that, like, stylistically the right sound for the stuff that I could hear in my head and the way we wanted to go. You know, it's like really finessed, but it's not delicate. It's just quite like aggressive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was only one person that was going to be able to do that I knew, and it kind of just worked itself out.
Was it important then, those initial years, maybe the first year or the second year, because you did a lot of touring and that kind of stuff? Was it important because the band was kind of thrown together like that?
Yeah, well, that's probably, arguably, the reason why we've taken our time to do the album.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of stuff that, you know, we've all come from different backgrounds. Like, you know, like I said, I was playing in a band as a drummer when Rich gave me the call, and I even said, I remember saying to Rich, I was like, yeah, I play guitar, man, but I've got to let you know, I haven't played in like 2 years. I was just like, every night I was playing to myself at home, and writing songs, but I was just concentrating on that. And you know, Yanis was playing in like a funk soul band, and all of us were coming from different angles, so we definitely needed at least a year for us to sort of go like, okay, we're doing this, and it all kind of sorted itself out. Right. You know, like we all clicked instantly as like friends, and I think that's probably the most important thing. So that just meant that we could just go on the road and just make mistakes together, and just find out who Brother and Bones was.
When did you find it? When did you find, okay, this is what we want to do, and this is kind of what we want for our first album?
I don't know, I think we're still finding it.
Okay.
Really. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you ever sort of settle on. If you settle and go, oh, this is exactly what we are and who we are and what we want to do, and this is. I don't know. I don't think I've never had that ever with a song. With you have moments of getting really close. I think that's.
Yeah. But I guess like on the flip side of that, I think when we said let's record the album, there was a reason we said we'll do that now, because we had been putting it off for a while, and it was only when it was like the time's right now, because I think that we were putting songs together that sounded like us. Do you know what I mean? It felt like us. It wasn't. It's never been a battle to arrange songs or anything like that. And like, you know, Rich would come in and go, I've got this tune, and we'd work them out. But it started to get a lot easier, and not that we've like, oh, we should do that thing that we always do. It's nothing like that. It's just when we get into a room, it's like we just know how each other work now, and we also know how, you know, I'll probably be a bit too outspoken sometimes, stuff like that. But we all know how that's going to happen, so we can just
we all know it's going to happen.
Yeah, so we can just get it together really quickly. So I don't know. Once that sort of started to happen, it was like, cool. We must have a sound now. Do you know what I mean? So let's get it on tape and keep going.